is what you're going through for the first time. It's just hard. And the Big Ten is not an easy league because, to me, it's a league that prides itself on systems and style of play and cultures with older players, and you run into guys that have been doing it a lot longer than you. That being said, when you're as talented as a guy like Trace, sometimes you hope that trumps some of that learning curve, that he has such great ability. But Trace is as talented as a guy as I've been around, and he's got a great attitude. He's a great kid, and we're excited to have him. But I also will throw even Armand in there as a true freshman. He's really, really done a nice job. He has a chance to really be a part of what we're doing right now early in the year. And to me, as those guys help and make us better as they get older in January and February, you see two guys that have a chance to have great careers.
You've singled out Demezy Anderson a couple of times as a guy who you think can help you guys from a shooting standpoint and just playing more in his second year. What gives you the confidence enough to kind of single him out like that?
Partly off of the first, the question I just answered. He's so much more prepared mentally to know what he's dealing with. He knows what practice feels like. He knows what the preseason's all about now. He comes in knowing what to see in the Big Ten because he's there every day. And he's a better player right now. He's a much more mature guy. He's much more adept, and he's much more mentally knowing and understanding about what's going on. All college players should have that gift of 1 year under your belt just to see what it looks like as a second year. It's so much more fun. It's more fun to coach him right now because he knows what's going on. So, but without question, one of the gifts he has is he can shoot the ball. The thing is, moving into this year, he's much bigger. He's 6'6", he's 220. He's a bigger player, so he's got to be able to defend his position a little better. Taking care of the ball is always something with him. Learning, what to do without, not trying to do too much. But I think he'll adapt. I think he'll find his way, and he's going to play a pivotal role as a sophomore for us.
Any early thoughts on Justin Smith, especially if he's developed some skills to move out a little bit on the perimeter more for you this year?
Justin's a guy who's played in every game as a college player, so he has experience under his belt. What we need from Justin, to be honest, with his leadership. Justin's got to be a guy that's used all that experience to help his teammates. Expressing himself more in form of leadership and togetherness and team. That's a big thing for him. He is so talented and so gifted that on any given night he could do something that is a Sports Center highlight. What we need from him is more of that blue-collar approach. He's a defender. I think he can be as good as anybody in our league, defending multiple positions. Offensively, he's got to play to his strengths. He's got to get out in transition, which means he's got to run hard. He's got to attack the glass, which, when he does, it really impacts the game. And in some of our big wins, he's been a big part of what we're doing. So I think early on, understanding how important a role he plays, he's got to accept that and he's got to try to be who he is. At the end of the day, play to win. Those are big things for him.
You still give him a green light to shoot? You still give Justin Smith a green light to shoot?
All of our players have a green light to what they earn. Justin's a guy that's going to have to find a way to keep the team, the defense honest. But with where we're playing, I think he's going to move all around. Putting him in a position to be successful is important.
He seems like a really intellectual guy. Does he overthink it too much? He said the other day that he's too hard on himself at times. I can see that visibly on the court sometimes. Is that something he needs to work on?
Yeah, I don't know how you work on it. I think you go through it. You are who you are. You're wired how you're wired. And I think you can't allow things as an older player to bother you the way younger players view things. So much one mistake, one missed shot, one bad play can really steamroll young guys. It's just like one loss could steamroll one young guy. When you've been through it, you hope that it's always you're focused on the next play, winning, and all those things. And I think that's where Justin needs to focus most of his effort level because, as I've said, he's an unbelievable niche in terms of how we play and what he can do to impact the team on both ends. And if Justin's defending the other team's most versatile player, or if he's doing a great job there, if he's hammering the offensive glass, if he's finishing in transition, if he's a live body getting to the foul line, those are great things to have, and I think that's what he's got to value. Sometimes so much of what you value is what you think you should be valuing, and at the end of the day, that impedes winning. So when he impacts winning and he sees how that happens, that's what he's got to be consumed with.
Last year's team was a lot younger than this year's team for the most part. Have you changed how you maybe approach coaching the team at all with the added experience with only 2 true freshmen this year?
It's definitely a newer team. Last year having 5 true freshmen on the grind, 2 sophomores. that really played a ton, and a new guy in Fitzner at the time. We had a lot of new bodies. But I thought that team competed hard at times and showed. What we lacked was maturity. What we lacked was mental toughness, going through adversity, things like that just really hurt you, and it really hurts your ability to keep progressing. Hopefully the returners all understand it, but our new guys understanding coming in, that's a big part of what you're getting ready to deal with. All the fun and games and all the glamour, social media, you name it, all the good things that come along with being an Indiana player. There's a responsibility to understand that's not what it's about. And I think having a keen sense early on that we're going to deal with adversity, we're going to go with growing pains, those are things that are talked about a lot more with this group, but also coaching them hard. This team's got to be prepared hard. They've got to be coached hard. They've got to be hard on themselves. They have to be competitive with one another, because for us to be at our best on a given night, we should be sitting there talking about different people. We should be talking about different people having different impacts on the game and rules. Because like I said, got a lot of guys, in my opinion, I think that can get on the floor and play. So that's a good thing.
Coach McCaffrey mentioned that three-point distance might help teams that play zone and pack line. Play pack line. Any thoughts on whether that might help you this long three-point line defensively?
Yeah, I mean, when we're good on defense and the three-point shot, or the three-point field goal percentage defense is good, you're taking tough challenge shots or end-of-the-clock threes, because you're making a team work, because you're not giving them anything easy in transition, or you're not giving them easy early opportunities. So if you work later in the clock, typically that shot's a little harder. But I think teams in general will have a philosophy. I think teams that work deeper into the clock, that make teams shoot challenge threes, maybe it has an impact on it. We'll see. I know they moved the line back a few years ago, and it's kind of like it never was moved back. So I think kids are growing up nowadays. Last 5, 6, 7 years, a three-point shot's like a layup. They start shooting that before they do anything else. So to me, the three-point line plays a big role. But to me, being able to defend it's a huge thing.
Since you guys have experimented a bit with Al as the primary ball handler, how does that kind of affect your half-court offense when you compare Al running that to Devontae or even Rob doing it?
Al's going to play a lot more point this year. I think it's important that he does. He, to me, can push the ball and he has good tempo. But he looks at me when we talk about it. He knows what's going on. He knows what I'm looking for, and he can really, to me, continue to help our pace. With Devontae, he's a guy that uses a lot of dribbles sometimes, and in cases sometimes he's thinking about scoring. I think maybe Al, as a facilitator and as a guy that continues our pace, can allow Devontae off the ball a little bit more. So I see all three guys playing at the point. I see, me early on here really experimenting with Devontae off the ball as much as it is early in the offense as possible. That gives him a chance to get down the floor. But Al will play off the ball as well. We have a good three-ring kind of circus there a little bit with those three guys. And, Rob, obviously, primary ball handler in his own right, does a good job running our offense.
Is that comfortable with just having 4 scholarship guards?
I don't think you're ever comfortable, but, I think at the end of the day, those guys finding a way and playing a bulk of the minutes will develop great chemistry. They'll have confidence because they know that they're going to contribute and play. And to me, that's as much as anything in this day and age, is these guys knowing and understanding their role and playing and keeping a good camaraderie about them. But those 4 guys will play a role, and obviously Justin, Jerome, and Demizi filling in on the perimeter a little bit more, because we have such a stable, knock on wood, we have a stable of bigs that got to play.
Armand, I guess, got your Ironman award.
Yeah.